This is a quick tutorial on how to reinstall your door handles on your EK Civic. Let's go. Alright, to begin, you want to have this rod facing out because you're going to screw that into this threaded insert here. This thing. I tend to use this side, going to it is the closer end to where the threads are. And you also need to have the latch disconnected, loose, hanging, so that you can get that movement to at least screw this in, mount the handle, and then fit it into the slot. So how do you know how far you screw this in? Well, I usually start with the threads just peeking through, but you can actually use this to adjust the feel of the handle in terms of how quickly or how slowly it engages the lock. So it's personal preference. If I were you, I'd put it in, test it. If it feels like it's too tight and somebody might break the handle, you thread it down a bit more, make it a little bit easier. So yeah. Now we're gonna feed this into the space. You want to kind of push it down a bit, get that larger section through, and then tilt it kind of up. Kind of hard to do this with one hand, but also what helps is watching it from the other side so you can know what you're hitting also. Haha. Rookie mistake, I still have the bolts in it. But on that note, it's always a good practice to put the bolts where you got them from, just so that you don't lose them in case you're not like really good at organizing them. Me, I like to organize things sometimes, but most of the times if I'm trying to get stuff done fast, I just put it back where it came from, so that way when I'm looking for it, it's right where I need it to be. Okay, so with the bolts out, it going a lot much easier. I can even do it with one hand while I'm filming. There you go. So now that it's like that, we're going to take the bolts and mount them in the position. Yeah, so the hole on your right there, let me center the camera, that one. And the other one is back there. It's pretty dark so you can't see it, but you know what I'm talking about. You took it apart. Also, you're going to need an extension. I assume you already know this because you also took it apart. And yeah, good practice to hand tighten stuff that's old and brittle and you don't want it to break. Yeah, just tighten by hand, no need for the power tools. So now that that's in position, bolts are nice and snug, you are going to want to use your hand and move this into the place where it needs to be. Yeah, so you're just gonna move it up, line it up with the holes, and yeah, get your 3 Phillips bolts and tighten it up. Now to test it, you pull on the handle from the outside and make sure the arm is moving that down. You can also test it by manually closing the latch and then using the handle to reopen it. That's how to reinstall the door handle. I know I didn't do the lock cylinder. I'm taking it to the body shop tomorrow morning, so I'm gonna disassemble it again in the morning. So I'm just doing the bare minimum. But for anybody who might have had like trouble putting it back in after they, taking it apart, maybe a first time EK hatch owner or EK sedan, it doesn't matter. And I think all the generation EKs, all the variations I should say, are the same. So yeah, if you found this video helpful, like it, share it. Might help somebody out. So you tell the algorithm to show it to the next person that's searching for it. So if you found it, big up. But yeah, catch you guys in the other one. Peace.